The ambassador was there, and apparently, I mean, he was sort of an unexpected trip or something to there. But that night, before, an hour or so before he was killed, he met with the Turkish diplomat. Do you know why he was meeting with the Turkish diplomat?
I've seen no evidence that the meeting with the Turkish diplomat was in any way related to, well, what ultimately happened to the ambassador.
Was it related to why the State Department and the CIA had such a huge presence there?
If there is any evidence to connect the two, I have not seen it, and no one on HIPC has intel has told me about it. I think.
Aren't you curious why he was meeting with the Turkish diplomat?
I'm curious why he was there, but I'm curious why we as a country were in Benghazi. The ambassador loved Libya, and he particularly loved the people of Benghazi. We may ultimately find out that there is no more nefarious explanation other than the fact that our ambassador loved the people of Benghazi. So we're going to find out, but I've seen no evidence to suggest that there was any nefarious reason for him to be in Benghazi other than the fact he loved the country, he loved the people, and he hadn't been there in a while.
I'm not even suggesting nefarious, but it seems to me, I mean, I'm just suspicious because I haven't gotten a lot of information, is that whether this is sort of a covert operation because you've got a huge presence of the CIA and the State Department in that particular place with very limited security. So naturally, I'm a little suspicious. And he meets with a Turkish diplomat, and we never hear why he meets with a Turkish diplomat right before he's killed. I'm not suggesting Turkey's up to no good, but I just don't think we have all the information.
I honestly think at the end of that analysis, we're going to find that he and the Turkish diplomat were friends.
Just friends. Okay.
I know you and I live in a world where people want to find something that is harder to understand than just the simple fact that he loved the people there. He was friends with the Turkish diplomat. And keep in mind, the night that they met, nothing was going on when they parted ways.
All right.
The last meeting Ambassador Stevens had in Benghazi before the terrorist attack was with the Turkish ambassador. The ARB also reports that British diplomatic personnel were in Benghazi the same night. What was the purpose of Ambassador Stevens meeting with the Turkish ambassador in Benghazi? Did Stevens meet the British diplomatic personnel also? On September 2nd, 9 days before the attack, CIA Director Petraeus visited Turkey for secret meetings. Was his visit related to Stevens' work in Benghazi? Were the meetings in Benghazi and Turkey related to an arms shipment that left Libya for Turkey to be smuggled to Syrian rebels? Although not specifically identified by the Obama administration, a prisoner released from Gitmo in 2008 has been implicated in the attacks. Coincidentally, the Obama administration has been negotiating since before the 9/11 attacks with Taliban and Haqqani forces for the release of Bo Bergdahl in exchange for the release of prisoners from Gitmo. Is the administration's failure to bring Kumu or others involved in the Benghazi attacks to justice in any way related to the efforts to release other terrorists from Gitmo? By design or not, these issues were beyond the scope of the ARB. Based on what facts are known and the questions which remain unanswered, it appears that the Obama administration is concealing the true nature of the operations in Benghazi. If the U.S. government was engaged in black operations, which must remain secret to preserve national security and national interests generally, this would be understandable. What is not acceptable, however, is unlawfulness, dishonesty, and deception from the President and appointed officials. Under our constitutional system, the executive branch is subject to checks and balances to prevent abuses of power. Congress has oversight responsibilities. The congressional investigation into the Benghazi attacks may be more important for what it reveals in terms of an abuse of power and a systemic failure to prevent it. If executive power was exercised unlawfully, responsible parties must be held accountable.
The fact is, we had 4 dead Americans. Was it because of a protest, or was it because of guys out for a walk one night who decided they'd go kill some Americans? What difference at this point does it make?
Again, diversion, subterfuge. Benghazi, Benghazi, Benghazi. Why aren't we talking about something else?